Hello, my garden friends. This is Jersey Shore Lisa from MyNJGarden.com. And this week I went on a garden field trip. This is the private home of my garden friend Phyllis, and she and I are both part of the New Jersey Native Plant Society. We are in the Jersey Shore chapter, and I strongly encourage, if you are interested in native plants and gardening in general, that you should check it out and join the Native Plant Society. It's only $20 for the year, and you'll have access to wonderful webinars that are so educational and events throughout the area, as well as private garden tours like this one. Phyllis plants a tremendous amount of native plants all throughout her property. And so this tour is also definitely inspired by the Jersey Yards initiative. So jerseyyards.org, or Jersey Friendly Yards, is a website that has a database of native plants, and you can search that database and input certain parameters in order to find plants specific to you that you can use in your landscape. And you can search by bloom color, you can search by mature plant size or soil type, or sun exposure, or the kind of wildlife you'd like to attract, or whether or not you need deer-resistant plants or not deer-resistant plants. It's such a helpful tool. It also gives you lots of tips and information about how to landscape to create a Jersey-friendly yard, such as rain gardens, tips on how to create a rain garden, or how to improve your soil health. So definitely check that out, jerseyyards.org. And you can see that as we go through this video, I've labeled a lot of the plants in Phyllis's yard that I actually know and remember from the tour. She goes through so much, there's so much information, but I definitely suggest that you check out her Facebook page, and I'll link that in the description as well. All the links I mentioned, I'll definitely put in the description so you can check them out and get more info. Phyllis's yard is fantastic because she has lots of different growing conditions. She has very sunny areas, she has very shady areas, dry areas, and she actually has a creek down next to her property, which is kind of where this jewelweed is. We're overlooking the creek, and so all the different kinds of growing conditions are there, and you're actually able to see what plants thrive in the different kinds of areas. You can also see that Phyllis's yard is filled with not only native plants, but garden decor. And Phyllis has a very unique decor personality. She repurposes a lot of items that she gets for little or no cost, and in a very creative way. Over here, you can see that she's going to talk about creating a mosquito trap for her yard, and she buys these mosquito dunks, and they have a specific BT chemical in them that targets mosquito larvae. So she fills up a bucket with standing water purposely and leaves it in her yard and puts a little bit of mosquito dunk in there to make sure that she kills off all of the offspring of those mosquitoes, so that she can enjoy her garden and not get bit while she's out there. So over here, you can see passion fruit on her passion fruit vine. Now, Phyllis she does some edible gardening, but for the most part, she's planting to support native wildlife. But I was so excited to see those passion fruit on the vine because I've just started growing those this year, and I'm looking forward to getting fruit. So again, when it comes to garden decor, you can see that there are some arbors and trellises that are specifically meant to be for the garden, but she also incorporates things like bed frames and repurposed fountains can be made into containers, as well as even things like boots can be made into containers. She structures things like old lamps and disassembles them and reassembles them to create really beautiful, whimsical garden statues throughout the yard. So it's an inspirational place to go and see what's possible and the kind of effect those things can have on the visitors as they see the plants all around them. You can see that in that garden fountain, she has some succulents planted in there, and they are perfectly happy with very little care. This is a shadier part of the yard, the side part of her yard, and we're looking at some different kinds of plants. Doug Tallamy says that it's a good idea to plant, if you want to support native wildlife, the best way to do that is to plant between 70 to 80% native plants and 20 to 30% non-native plants. That's okay. You don't have to plant completely native. And so we want to, if in that 20 to 30% of non-native plants, we want to make sure that they're also not invasive. And you can find that information if you look up your plant choices on JerseyYards.org. They'll also tell you which plants are invasive and to avoid. So you can see some more of her garden decor. Phyllis loves to plant for monarch butterflies. Monarch butterflies are dear to her. So she plants all different types of milkweed, which are a host plant because monarchs are specialists. They really only feed on plants in the milkweed family. So she does have common milkweed and world milkweed and swamp milkweed and butterfly weed. All these different plants feed monarch butterflies, which are very important to Phyllis. And here is the JerseyYards.org signage. She is spreading the word throughout her property. So thank you so much for watching this garden tour. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video and check out the links I have posted down below that will tell you more about the information that I've shared with you today. And consider joining your local native plant society and check out that plant database at JerseyYards.org. Thank you so much for watching the tour today, and I hope you join me again soon for all my garden updates. Thanks, everyone. Happy gardening.